Did you kill Mary Yoder?
Sorry. No, I did not.
That's Caitlin Connolly today, a convicted killer maintaining her innocence. The day chiropractor Mary Yoder was killed started like any other at her Whitesboro, New York office.
She was seeing patients throughout the day. That day she left for lunch to go take care of her mom.
But that day would suddenly turn tragic.
She came back to work probably around 1:30. A few hours later, while at work, she became ill.
In only 24 hours, the otherwise healthy chiropractor who co-owned her successful business with her husband was dying.
At 10 o'clock that night, she falls in the hospital. They then admit her into ICU at the hospital, where she just continues to deteriorate.
By morning, Mary suffers her first heart attack, followed by 7 more. Just 48 hours after leaving her office with a sudden, unexplained illness, Mary is dead.
She died from colchicine toxicity, which poisoned her.
Colchicine, when used properly, is an effective medicine for treating gout, an inflammation of the joints. But if you don't have gout,
It takes only a minute amount to get somebody sick or killed.
We couldn't believe our sister had died of colchicine poisoning.
and investigators would soon learn it was no accident.
The Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office calls the Sheriff's Department. They've received an anonymous letter that claims to have information regarding the case.
That letter would point the finger at Mary's son. Adam Yoder was saying he poisoned his own mother, and investigators would soon learn who wrote it. Adam's on and off again girlfriend, Caitlin Connolly, who worked in Mary's office.
Adam told you that he did this to his mother.
Right.
Why would he confide in anybody? You did something in somebody's way.
Right, and I think it's like a power thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a control thing. It's another thing that keeps me...
So he's going to tell you he did something like this and then control you from saying anything, or what? He's going to use that how against you?
Yeah, like, what can I say?
They didn't buy her story. They determined Caitlin poisoned Mary, and she was charged with second-degree murder. Prosecutors believed the motive was revenge, stemming from a toxic relationship Caitlin had with Mary's son.
The evidence presented at the trial indicates that Ms. Connolly was the only person at that time that knew why this was happening and how her life was going to end.
In the end, a jury would convict Caitlin of first-degree manslaughter. But not everyone was convinced Caitlin was to blame, and Mary's own sister stood firmly in Caitlin's corner.
I believe a young woman has been wrongfully convicted, basically railroaded for a crime that she didn't commit.
But Judge Michael Dwyer had the final word.
The court feels that justice for this agony and torture of this innocent victim deserves a severe punishment. She will be sentenced to a 23-year determinate sentence in state prison.
As convicted killer, Caitlin Connolly continues to profess her innocence, now from behind bars. And Connolly's sinister headline-making plan is showcased in the recent documentary limited series Little Miss Innocent. It's no surprise her conviction and continued claims of innocence fascinates.
People think she's innocent. I think she's guilty.
It was pure evil.
We weren't quite sure what was coming next.
I know it wasn't me.